Hi book readers. I've just recently read a lovely book, Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. It's the story of a Russian nobleman, Count Alexander Ilyich Rostov, who, when the book begins in 1922 in Russia, is sentenced to lifetime house arrest at the Hotel Metropole in Moscow, where he'd been living in fitting style for the previous 4 years. He cannot leave the hotel or he will be shot. So you've got Count Alexander Rostov, member of the Jockey Club and owner of magnificent moustaches, moving out of his luxurious suite into a tiny servant's room in the attic. At first, he struggles with his confined and purposeless existence and tries to create routines for his days. 4 years in, he even prepares to fling himself off the hotel roof, but is saved by a chance meeting. After this, he takes more charge of his life and gets a job as a waiter in the hotel's famous restaurant, the Boyarzy, and finds that his aristocratic knowledge of fine food, wine and etiquette are valuable assets in this environment. He begins to make close friendships with his colleagues and interacts with important people from the current regime because the powerful elites still come to dine at the Hotel Metropole. So in this way, the book gives a glimpse of the times that he's living through and through the friends that come to visit him while he's living there. He lives in a slightly protected environment, but the reality of the times hit home when friends of his don't return. Early in his imprisonment in the hotel, he meets a young girl called Nina, who has made it her business to explore every nook and cranny of the hotel and takes him on adventures around its locked-down areas. The relationship amuses and entertains him, but in later years, Nina comes back and leaves her daughter Sophia while she goes off to follow her husband to Siberia. She never returns, so the Count has to adapt and become Sophia's father. His colleagues and some regular guests from the hotel become a family to the Count and Sophia and give the book a warm heart. So I read this book about a month ago and I thought it was really fascinating to see how someone adapts to living in the same building for an extended period of time. And since then it's become very personally relevant because a lot of us are currently locked into our own hotel metropoles. It's a beautifully written book and thoughtful, and it has a sly sense of humour running through it. It's reasonably long, as it covers about 30 years of the Count's life. But it builds to a tense and satisfying conclusion. So get out and give it a try. I can recommend it. In fact, don't get out. It's available on our BorrowBox and Cloudbook apps as an ebook or an e-audio book. So happy reading.